Did you know our ancestors cooked meat long before they mastered building campfires? The story of how humans first learned to cook is far more fascinating and complex than we often imagine. It's a tale that stretches back hundreds of thousands of years, to a time when fire was a rare and unpredictable force of nature, not yet tamed by human hands. We often picture early humans gathered around a roaring blaze, sharing stories and roasting meat. But the real story is more inventive, and it began long before campfires became a nightly ritual. Early humans had to be creative, using whatever the environment offered to transform their food. Early cooking wasn't just about fire, it was about using the earth itself as an oven, harnessing the heat from embers and heating stones to cook food. Sometimes they buried meat in the ground, letting the warmth of the earth and smoldering coals do the work. These methods were the first steps toward culinary innovation. The very first cooking may have been a happy accident. A piece of meat dropped near a natural fire or left on a sun-baked rock, then tasted by a curious ancestor. Imagine the surprise of biting into meat that was softer, juicier, and more flavorful than anything they'd eaten before. The result? Softer, tastier, easier to chew meat. A pivotal discovery that would change the course of human evolution. Suddenly, food that was once tough and hard to digest became accessible, opening up new possibilities for nutrition and survival. This simple act showed that heat could transform food, even before fire was fully controlled. It sparked curiosity and experimentation as our ancestors realized that the world around them was full of opportunities to improve their meals. Soon, our ancestors began to see the world as a giant kitchen. Hot springs, volcanic vents, and sun-baked rocks became their first cooking appliances. They learned to seek out these natural sources of heat, turning the unpredictable forces of nature into tools for survival. This shift turned us from mere scavengers into true food processors. By preparing and cooking food, early humans could access more calories and nutrients, fueling bigger brains and longer lives. Even crude heating made tough meat easier to eat, starting the process of outsourcing digestion to the environment. This meant our bodies spent less energy breaking down food, freeing up resources for other activities. Heat broke down proteins and fats, making food not only more nutritious and digestible, but also safer by killing harmful bacteria and parasites. This was a game changer for early humans, allowing them to thrive in new environments. Cooking wasn't a single leap, but a gradual process of observation, trial, and innovation. Each generation built on the discoveries of the last, slowly mastering the art of transforming raw ingredients into nourishing meals. Using hot stones, buried embers, and geothermal heat were stepping stones to fire mastery. These early techniques laid the groundwork for the controlled use of fire that would come much later. Each method revealed our ancestors' growing ability to problem-solve and manipulate their environment, setting the stage for the culinary revolutions that would follow. Before pots and grills, our ancestors' kitchens relied on sharpened stones. Stone tools were the Swiss Army knives of the Paleolithic, used for hunting and crucially for butchery. With a sharp flake, early humans could slice hides, sever joints, and carve meat efficiently. Cutting meat into smaller pieces made it easier to carry, share, and cook. Thin strips cooked more evenly, making meals safer and tastier. Archaeologists find ancient bones with cut marks, proof of skilled butchery. These marks show a deep understanding of animal anatomy and efficient processing. Mastery of stone tools was essential for the cooking revolution. Without them, the benefits of fire would have been limited. The sharp stone was the dawn of culinary technology, paving the way for fire control. Controlling fire was humanity's greatest technological leap, a turning point that forever altered the course of our evolution. For countless generations, our ancestors lived at the mercy of the elements, vulnerable to cold, darkness, and predators. But with the mastery of fire, everything changed. Fire brought warmth to cold nights, safety from wild animals, and most importantly, it transformed the way we ate. Suddenly, food could be cooked, making it tastier, easier to digest, and safer from harmful bacteria and parasites. Our ancestors learned not just to use fire when they found it, but to create and maintain it themselves. This was a skill that required patience, observation, and ingenuity. Mastering fire demanded planning ahead, gathering dry wood, protecting embers, and understanding how to keep a flame alive. It was an early exercise in resource management and cause and effect thinking. The hearth emerged as the first kitchen, a dedicated place for reliable, daily cooking. It became a symbol of home and security. With fire, meat could be roasted over open flames, unlocking new flavors and making it safer to eat. Cooking also made many plants more palatable and nutritious. Archaeological sites reveal ancient hearths, structured pits used again and again, evidence of intentional repeated use. Charred animal bones and burnt plant remains found in these hearths show deliberate cooking, not just accidental burning. These discoveries tell us that early humans understood the power of fire. Fire changed social dynamics forever. Meals became communal events, where people gathered, shared stories, and built relationships, rather than competing for scraps. The daily rituals of gathering wood, tending the fire, and sharing food fostered cooperation and trust within early communities. The hearth became the beating heart of ancient settlements, a place where people came together to find warmth, nourishment, and a sense of belonging. Cooking together wasn't just about survival, it was about connection. These shared experiences strengthened social bonds and laid the groundwork for cooperation. The control of fire was the foundation of human society, sparking a revolution that shaped our culture, our communities, and ultimately, our destiny. Roasting over open flames was just the beginning of our ancestors' culinary journey. While fire brought warmth and light, it also sparked a wave of innovation in how early humans prepared their food. One of the most ingenious inventions was the earth oven, a pit dug into the ground lined with hot coals and stones. Meat, often wrapped in leaves or natural coverings, was placed inside and buried, allowing it to cook slowly for hours, sometimes even overnight. This ancient, slow cooker used gentle, consistent heat to break down tough collagen in meat, transforming even the most fibrous cuts into tender, flavorful meals. The result was food that was not only easier to chew, but also more nutritious and satisfying. Early cooks wasted nothing. Every part of the animal, from muscle to marrow, was used. Bones became broth, organs were roasted, and even fat was rendered for cooking or preserving. Hot stones served as the world's first griddles. By placing thin strips of meat or fish directly on heated rocks, our ancestors could sear food quickly, locking in juices and flavor while making it safe to eat. Heated rocks also made it possible to boil water, even without metal pots. Dropping them into water-filled containers, made from animal hides, shells, or woven baskets, created the first stews and broths, unlocking new flavors and nutrients. Cooking in ashes was another clever technique. By nestling tubers, roots, or even small animals in the embers, food cooked gently and evenly, absorbing smoky flavors and retaining moisture. These methods reveal a deep understanding of heat, timing, and resourcefulness. Early humans learned to harness every aspect of fire, adapting their techniques to the resources and foods available. From roasting to boiling, steaming to baking, our ancestors mastered a remarkable variety of cooking methods, each suited to different ingredients and environments. They weren't just fire starters, they were true culinary innovators, constantly experimenting and refining their skills to make the most of what they had. For our ancestors, cooking was a blend of creativity, survival, and ingenuity, a testament to the enduring human spirit of invention. The story of cooking is written in the earth, especially in East Africa's Great Rift Valley. Sites like Kubifora and Olduvai Gorge reveal early stone tools and animal bones with butchery and burn marks. Recent science distinguishes between wildfire burns and deliberate cooking. Wonderwork Cave in South Africa holds evidence of controlled fire and cooked bones from 1 million years ago. These finds show Homo erectus used fire domestically, making cooking a regular part of life. Cooked food reveals our ancestors' planning, patience, and social structures. The hearth was a gathering place, shaping our evolution. Charred bones are the opening chapter in the story of us. Cooking meat didn't just improve taste, it unlocked energy. Raw meat is tough to chew and digest, but heat pre-digests it, making nutrients more accessible. Cooked food delivers more net energy, fueling the growth of our energy-hungry brains. The cooking hypothesis links fire control to the rapid expansion of the human brain. Homo erectus had bigger brains, smaller teeth, and guts, perfect for a cooked diet. Softer, energy-rich food meant less need for big jaws and long intestines. Cooking created a feedback loop. Bigger brains led to better cooking, which fueled even bigger brains. This set us apart from other primates. The simple act of cooking sparked the cognitive revolution. Grilling today connects us to a tradition stretching back hundreds of thousands of years. The barbecue is a direct descendant of ancient meat cooking. Slow cooking, like modern barbecue, echoes the earth oven, gentle heat transforming tough meat into delicacy. The Maillard reaction, which browns and flavors meat, was discovered on hot stones long ago. Smoky aromas and seared flavors signaled safe, nutritious food to our ancestors. Our taste for barbecue is rooted in ancient survival. Cooking together is more than a meal. It's a ritual that builds community. Around the grill, we reenact the social bonds forged at the first hearths. Barbecue is a living link to our evolutionary past. Cooking didn't just feed our brains, it reshaped our bodies. Early hominins had massive jaws and teeth for raw, tough foods. With cooking, food became softer, and the need for heavy chewing vanished. Over generations, jaws and teeth shrank, faces flattened, and chewing muscles diminished. Comparing skulls shows this shift, from robust Paranthropus to the more delicate Homo erectus and sapiens. Our small teeth and jaws are signs of technological success, not weakness. Cooking also shortened our digestive tracts. Cooked food is easier and safer to digest. A smaller gut freed up energy for our growing brains. From teeth to intestines, our bodies were remolded by fire. Cooking was a biological revolution. The hearth left its mark on every part of us. The story of cooked meat is the story of how we became human. Our relationship with cooked food is a pillar of our biology and success. The leap to cooking was a jump to a new way of being. Our dietary needs, flavor preferences, and social instincts are all shaped by this ancient legacy. Modern health issues reflect a mismatch between our cooked food-adapted bodies and today's processed diets. Cooking required foresight, planning, and cooperation, the roots of all later technology. The campfire's glow marks the moment we began shaping our destiny. Cooking fueled our minds, reshaped our bodies, and forged our social bonds. We are, truly, creatures of the flame. The story of that first cooked meal is the story of us.